Another Pong clone enters the market. This is the First Dimension's FD-3000W. With a futuristic advanced name like that, you'd know this system has to be good. It played 3 Pong variants, which were tennis, hockey, and robot, for 1, 2, or 4 players, and thus began the tragic tale of the third wheel who just sat there awkwardly watching the other 2 people enjoy their time. Tennis had a unique feature in 4-player mode that would split the screen horizontally so that 2 groups of 2 players could play at the same time. Robot was a game played against the machine by 1 or 2 players. The goal is to get the ball past the machine's paddle and into the hole on the other side. Much like the other systems of the era, the game speed was variable. However, the FD-3000W had an interesting feature that gave each team its own ball speed. When the ball bounced off of a team's paddle, the ball speed was set to that team's speed. There were also 2 other knobs used to adjust the picture height and width to display the signal on 50Hz monitors. This caused for quite an unusual layout of knobs on the system. The 2 knobs on the top middle were to set the size of the picture. The 3 switches below are to turn on the system, select the games, and select the number of players. The larger knobs on the corners are to move the players' paddles, and the knobs between the players set the ball speed for each team. One of my favorite features of the system is that it did not use batteries at all. It was powered by an AC adapter that came in the box. What a concept! There were 2 boxes that were made for this game. The first one was a nice sleek design that was black with colored logos. Later, a cheaper box was made with the black and white paper that was just stuck onto the box to save money. The system did have a big advantage of using a composite output, allowing to plug the game to a computer monitor for a crystal clear picture. An RF switch box was provided for use with the normal TV set, but it did not provide the best quality pictures. The signal was first modulated by the switch box, then demodulated by the TV set, hence a loss in quality. With all of its unique features and the 4-player compatibility, and of course the top quality name of the console, what could have prevented the success of the FD-3000? There were a number of problems that appeared while the system was being produced and killed the business little by little. Due to lack of training and experience, there were numerous problems with insertion polarity, color code mistakes, and missing and wrong chip components. The wave soldering machine operators had little knowledge of flux state versus temperature, and there were batches of boards with solder bridge errors along with many spills that would cause the operators to have to leave the room temporarily with the machine running unmonitored. There was a primary tech area whose main function was to supply missing components, replace reverse polarity diodes and chips, and sometimes devote an entire shift to desoldering or cutting out solder bridges. I don't know why they didn't just have that department do the initial production, but what do I know? I'm no businessman. The company lost some critical orders during the Christmas season and also defaulted on some payments to part suppliers. The company finally decided to leverage some of their assets to purchase 3 automated board stuffing machines. Near the end, employees' paychecks would bounce, and some of them even started bringing guns to work. On top of these issues, they were facing politicians and investment swindlers fronted by the well-known John J. Hooker, who managed to milk out the last drops of solvency until total bankruptcy was declared in late 1976. Eventually, all employees were laid off, and the company's remaining physical assets were liquidated to private parties. And that was the end of First Dimensions, and this is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week when we take a look at the Magnavox Odyssey 100.